And he's seen this guy who's apparently pretty good. Benny likes him anyhow. He likes that folk music and elevator stuff, right?
Hi Finding Community. Yes, I'm back to do a quick video. Yes, I've got loads to share. No, I haven't been wearing this Toronto Maple Leafs jersey gifted to me by Bobby Gass all those months ago when I was back in Hamilton visiting Mark and Dr. Deadwax and his family and other friends like Jeff and Raoul. I had a great time there. Yes, Bobby Gass, you are indeed the Diane of the VC. Yes, Bobby Gass, you are a living legend. Yes, Bobby Gass, you are one of the greatest characters of...
You guys forget how to drink this stuff. I'm going to show you one more time. Pay attention now. Oh, I can smell something here. You get yourself a saucer. Well, there's the poitin. That's Irish pure alcohol whiskey. This is only 80% though. It's not, you know, the 100%. Well, I like the Irish poitin, and Benny wanted to try our Canadian poitin. The booze. And you pour some in the saucer. Oh, I gotta back this up so you can see, fellas. So you know I ain't doing any magic tricks. Okay, she's in the saucer. Z does the magic tricks, not Bobby Gass. So you take a lighter. Oh. Oh yeah, she's on fire. You blow it out. You don't want it to get too hot because the fumes will really do you, boy. And then you slurp her into you. It's good. Very, very nice, Benny. Very, very nice. Not as kick-ass as the 100% stuff, but still got a pretty good kick when it's 80% alcohol. Probably good for the complexion, too.
Ever met? No, Bobby Gass, you're not a good drinker. Yes, Bobby Gass, your brother Teddy would out-party you 20-1. And yes, I've got heaps of what you call elevator music to show you. Okay, so elevator going up. Okay, level 1. If to bear with me, I have to fly through this because my battery is dying. David McCarthy, you give me heaps of elevator music to enjoy. The first one is Jerry the Damager, some hip-hop, classic hip-hop single. This is Me or the Papes, which appeared on his Wrath of the Meth album, which would have been his... was it his debut or his second LP? I can't recall. I used to have it on CD many years ago. I do have his other LP, The Sun Also Rises. And this one features productions by Gangstar, DJ Premier. Love it, Dave. Thank you so much. You also gave me 3 CDs that I didn't have before. Jean-Michel Jarre's Oxygene, Lalo Schifrin's soundtrack to Enter the Dragon, featuring Bruce Lee and John Saxon, and also this CD DVD double effort by Josh Ritter, the American singer-songwriter, folkish in parts. This is live at the Vicar Street in Dublin. Yes, he's a huge name in Dublin, all because of his friendship with Glenn Hansard, etc. Okay, so Dave, thanks so much for your continuing friendship, and long may it last, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Okay, elevator going up. Okay, level 2, you've arrived at level 2, those of you that are still with me. And those of you who saw my last video will recall some BYG Actuel, which is a French label that I collect. Features some outstanding free jazz, but also some progressive and some modern classical works. In my last video, for those of you that saw it, I featured a drummer called Sonny Murray, who of course played with a famous trio with Albert Eiler. I showed one of his albums in that particular video, but I didn't have these two, which I only got very recently, and this is his first release chronologically on the label, but not necessarily in recording order, but certainly by order of release. It's called Homage to Homage to Africa, and if I'm to believe the seller, this was signed by Sonny Murray at a gig in Scotland many years ago. I'm not certain of the provenance of these signatures. This one is also signed, but he assures me that they were signed. I did check out his other listings on the internet, and they all seem to be pretty kosher. Most of he's got a 100% rating on his feedback, so these were Discogs purchases. This one is called Never Give a Sucker an Even Break, which I mentioned in my last video. Unusually, this one features Bayard Lancaster, who, to the best of my knowledge and recollection, did not appear on any other BYG dates. So Sonny Murray, like a free jazz drummer, very highly energetic player, well worth checking out. Okay, elevator going up.
Sitting in the summer sun, so sheltered and shaded beneath the green of leaves. Your petals are appealing, so pretty indeed. Won't you let me get to know you? I'm called the wildflower.
Okay, so recent purchases, level 3. This is level 3 you've arrived at, and I'd like to feature two recent purchases. The first one is a reissue on the Earth label, which is releasing a lot of Bert Jansch's stuff. This is a reissue which came out earlier this year, From the Outside it's called, which was his album of the early 2000s, I believe. Maybe even the late 90s, I can't recall. Very much a mixed bag, perhaps one for fans only, but it does harken back to his earlier days, his angrier style, and this was recorded originally in the midst of his personal problems. It's quite ragged in parts. He plays the banjo. It's a solo album, some unbelievable tracks, in particular Sweet Rose, Blackbird in the Morning, Silver Raindrops. There are a number of banjo interludes in it, a number of instrumentals featuring the soundtrack notably. Yeah, well worth checking out. From the Outside by Bert Jansch. Okay, Irish jazz guitarist Christy Doran, now resident of Switzerland, released this debut on the German Sentinel Labels record many years ago, early 1980s I believe. A fantastic guitarist. Christy Doran also played with the group who featured on the Japo ECM label. Superb guitarist, this guy, completely dexterous player. If you like nylon strings, this is your guy. So this is his debut, Harsh Romantics. Please check that one out. I'll leave a sample of his playing. Okay, level 4, and at level 4 is more elevated music for you, Bobby, if you're still with us. And this is purchases inspired by the VC. Now, I'm not quite sure who the progenitor behind this one was. It may have been James Buttery, it may have been Anthony Camplone, it may have been Roger Coleman, it may have been Carn. This is Duga Tree, which is a peculiar beast to classify. It's how would you describe it? It's music concrete, it's electro jazz in parts. There's certainly a huge degree of jazz instrumentation going on here. The album is called Duga 3 and the artist is Gianmarco Liguori with two other blokes. The track Energy Wind features very unusual vocoder style effects. and very tight ECM, sparkling drumming going on for practically the whole lot of this album. So it's like an electro jazz piece of work. Very difficult to classify. I know that many copies of this came out with different colours. I think there was about 300 of them. I was lucky to jump on that one. And the bloke that I ordered from, the artist himself, he kindly threw in a free 7-inch as well, which I have in my room. Okay, I'm not also sure who showed this one. It was originally shown on the Facebook page, but this is Henry Threadgill's group Zoid. This is in for a penny, in for a pound. Double album. All copies were signed by Mr. Threadgill himself. And this came out of Pyro Recordings in the US. If you guys are interested in listening to a description of that album, which won the Pulitzer Prize, you best go and look at David Squire-Flame's review, because it's much better than, he's going to describe it a hell of a lot better than I can. I'll leave a link below for that. Okay, another soundtrack, a soundtrack, the first one, but the one I'm about to show after this is a soundtrack. This is La Planète Sauvage, either a French or a Belgian movie from the early 1970s. This is a reissue on Superior Viaduct, much fabled release, with a printed inner sleeve, sampled many multiple of times, you know, with unique artwork and custom labels. You guys know what this one is about, you don't need me to tell. Elevator going up! Okay, you've arrived at level 5, those of you guys that are still with me. And on this level, we got heaps of progressive elevator music for you. This one is another soundtrack by Vangelis, and I have David McCarthy to thanks for this, because David, you showed the reissue of this one, the one with the cartoony kind of cover. This is a French original copy on Polydor. It was dirt cheap, and the music is excellent. Superb stuff by Vangelis. The only other one I have by him is The Dragon, I think it's called. I think it may be called The Dragon. But this is a superb entry into his catalogue, and thanks for the heads up on that, Dave. I know Campo, you have that too, as indeed have many others. Okay, Henry Cow, I bought this one last October. This is their debut on Virgin, and maybe self-titled. Again, you guys don't need me to discuss that, Canterbury. Faris Family Band. Now this is one I've been waiting years to get. This is again a reissue. The original one just goes for ridiculous money. It features them in a kind of a boat or something like that in space. Japanese progressive rock, just tremendous stuff. I have a few of their other works. Nippon Jin, I think is the name of it. Elevator going up. Okay, you've arrived at level 6, the highest level of elevator music, and here I want to present my jazz findings. First off, 2 albums by the French horn player Richard Dunbar. These are both trio dates. The first one is called Dancing in the Light. Both of these are on his own custom label, private press, called Jahari Records. This one I believe may have been featured by Gary Hayden in a video. I think Gary, it was you that brought him to my attention, but I may be wrong in that regard. 2 tremendous jazz albums, quite difficult to get. If you do see them, pick them up. I got both of these 2 were sealed copies when I got them, even though they've kind of, this one was a small bit warped. Okay, moving on quickly. Malcolm X Memorial by Philip Coran. This is one that I was looking to get for a long time. I got this just before Christmas. It's a musical opera effectively to Malcolm X. It's quite anachronistic. You're not going to find me singing along to White Man is My Enemy, but perhaps it rings true, more true today than even it did back in the late 60s. Because there's no doubt we now live in an absolutely crazy world, given recent events worldwide, both in the Middle East and indeed in America. Philip Coran, formerly a member of the Sun Ra Orchestra, delighted to get that one. Kind of soul jazz, I suppose, is the way to describe it. Batsumi, which would be kind of almost like Afrobeat, but not quite, more a jazzier version of Afrobeat. South African group, again a reissue, lovingly recorded from the original master tapes. This is their debut. Side 2 of this is in particular a killer. And rounding the proceedings off, a Japanese issue of Black Jazz of Chester Thompson's Powerhouse, and this one features label stalwart Rudolph Johnson. Delighted to get this one. This one is another soul jazz classic on the label, hard to get but easy to listen to. And that's the end of my musical journey through 7 floors of elevator music. Thanks for bearing with me, VC. And Bobby, see you soon.